everyone, welcome back or welcome to my channel. As you can see, this is a little bit different to what I usually make. Whilst this is on my channel for the first couple of episodes, it is eventually going to be moved over to its own channel, but I wanted you guys to see it and know about it, so that's why it's on here. Welcome to the first episode in our new Stranger Things podcast, which is called Hawkins, Do You Copy? And as huge Stranger Things fans, this is literally the basis of our friendship, let's be real.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, let's be honest. That's why I'm here.
Yeah, literally. We wanted to talk about all things Stranger Things, theories, talk about the show, talk about characters, talk about all the bonus content, the books, the comic books, everything else that has happened, and share our thoughts, and hopefully you guys will like it. For those that don't know, my name is Lauren, and this is, my channel. And this is Emily, who's joining.
Yeah. Oh my.
This is the first podcast we've ever done, so please bear with us.
Bear with.
If you guys don't know what Stranger Things are, I mean, I'm sure lots of people know what Stranger Things is, but if you've never seen it, it is a show set in the 80s. It is a sci-fi show, I would say sci-fi.
Sci-fi, yeah.
Set in the 80s, and it focuses on Will Byers, who is 12 years old and goes missing one night after hanging out with his friends. But it turns out that the town of Hawkins, which is where they live, there is a lot more to Hawkins than anyone originally thought of. Yeah. It goes without saying, I think, that this podcast is going to be full of spoilers.
Just a few spoilers, I think, maybe.
This episode alone is going to go into a lot of different theories, so if you haven't seen Stranger Things and you do want to watch it and it's something that you are interested in, please don't watch this, because you will just spoil everything for you.
Right from season 1 to season 3, it's all being spoiled here.
It's going to go through all seasons that are out. This is launching on July 4th, which is actually a year since season 3 was released, so I mean, I think a lot of people will be up to date with the show by now if they are huge Stranger Things fans, and we're all desperately waiting for season 4. So yeah, we're going to post every Saturday, and each month is going to have a theme. So this month is focusing on Hawkins. So this month is Welcome to Hawkins, and why Hawkins? What is Hawkins? What is everything that happens in Hawkins? So I hope you guys like it. Please, if there's anything that you want to talk about or want to discuss, leave it in the comments and share your thoughts and theories of this episode as well. So yes, let's get into it. So this episode is focusing on what is the Upside Down. So the Upside Down is an alternate dimension. Essentially, that's sort of what we know so far of Hawkins. We see that it's the same, but everything is different. The air is very toxic. You can't really survive in it. And according to the totally reliable source of the Stranger Things wiki, everything in the Upside Down is linked together by a hive mind, and that hive mind being the Mind Flayer, and the fact that there are monsters and like the Demogorgon and the Mind Flayer that can survive in there, but from what we've seen, humans don't tend to be able to do that. So it's what is that? What is actually in there? There's very little life in the Upside Down, and the life that does seem to thrive in there is not necessarily a good thing. So there are some big theories as to what the Upside Down actually is. What is it? Are we going to find out more about it? We want to know, is it everywhere? Is it all over the world? Is it just restricted to Hawkins? And what the situation is. So there are some big theories. Yeah,
because it's interesting, really, because for something that is actually such a prominent part of the show, literally the backbone, there's very little we actually know about it.
We know that it's essentially this alternate reality, I guess, but we don't know why. We don't know why it's there, or what caused it, or what.
No, exactly. All we know literally is that Elle opened the portal to it. That's really it that we take it from. But yeah, there are some really interesting theories that have come from it. And actually, like, one that's really prominent at the moment is the idea that I actually really like this one. Just the idea that it is set in the future, after like a major event that's happened within Hawkins, like post-apocalyptic. We're talking all the big guns here. We're throwing that all out there. But
it looks like a wasteland. It looks like a wasteland. Yeah. So that makes sense. Like, it looks like absolute destruction has occurred.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's one that I keep hoping for, in a sense, really. Not because I want to see Hawkins just destroyed, but because it's just so interesting as a theory, and it's just, and because I think one of the big ideas surrounding it, I think we were talking about this the other day as well, the idea that it's either something more nuclear, because obviously there are some themes within the show that, especially in season 3, where we find out there's some tensions.
Yes, yeah. And I think that was actually something which in history at that time in America, there was a lot of that. So I can see why they would want to maybe go down that route, but
that's one. Or there's another one that pops up a lot, which is kind of the idea that they've kind of, I saw it mentioned that the idea that the US actually bombed Hawkins itself because of the idea of the Mind Flayer and the Demogorgon kind of taking over at some point in the near future, which is one that's really interesting to look at, I think, from that side of it.
That it is just in Hawkins, so the US government is trying to get rid of Hawkins.
Yeah. And at the moment, it also, that kind of stands the test of time, so to speak. That is one you can look at from seasons 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
And think, actually, you know what, this is still something that does exist, and it could still happen. Well, to a point. Because obviously we know in season 3, obviously the buyers plus Elle have moved away to...
Elle is an honorary buyers at this point. Like, Joyce Byers is Elle's mum. I will not take any...
No, there is no
theory from that.
It's set in stone now.
But they move, obviously. So, like you were saying, so they move. So what's going to happen with that? Are they going to be back at some point? Are they going to return? What are those like links? Will they go and then you can the Upside Down grow too?
Yeah.
Is it just in Hawkins or?
Yeah, exactly. So it goes into kind of another theory that we'll touch on a little bit later anyway, but kind of like the idea of, if there is something that follows, say, Elle Will, for example, are we then going to have the Upside Down in this location that we don't know they've moved to yet? Has it been confirmed?
No, but it's Utah.
Well, I was dodging the subject, but we're not going to go into it just in case.
No, High School Musical is an inspiration for the show, for season 4, and the only thing I can think of for that is that they've moved to Utah.
Yeah, they've gone over there.
Because I don't know how High School Musical would be a theme otherwise.
Yeah, I mean,
but they're just gonna rock up, like Elle is gonna start school and it's gonna be at East High. Just watch.
Will is now a basketball player, conflicted. Does he go musical theatre? Does he do the school musical? Please don't do that. Don't.
That would be so funny. No, Utah. Is it going to be the well, that's where I think they're going anyway, because I don't know how else it would be. So is the Upside Down going to follow them to there then, or, as you said, is it just restricted to Hawkins? And I think that's something that obviously we can't know, so to speak, but we have been told with the promo stuff we're not in Hawkins anymore. And of course that first shot that came up when season 4 was revealed, when it was very much the Upside Down. Yeah. Also, there is that Hopper is in Russia, and they do open the gate, or they do try to open the gate in Russia. They're really trying to do that, but they do then end up in Hawkins, the there are lots of Russian people that end up in Hawkins. So then I wonder, could they not open it in Russia because it is tied to Hawkins? Because that really interests me, that they had that situation where they obviously were trying to open it there, but then they couldn't, so they do actually end up in Hawkins. So obviously Hawkins does have some kind of importance to the fact that it can be open, whether or not it's because that's where the original gate was or something like that, I don't know. But I do find it interesting that they did actually end up going to Hawkins to do everything.
Yeah, that's something that's quite interesting actually, because I think obviously in the was it post credits? It wasn't post credit. Well, it was just before the credits started appearing for at the end of season 3.
Yeah,
we see the Demogorgon. Well, it turns into a Demogorgon, doesn't it? I think we see a Demogorgon that grows up into it. We don't see a portal there, do we?
No,
I
think so.
We do. Yeah, but as you said, that we do see kind of, I can't remember what episode it is, but it's when the Scoops troop are all still in like the Russian base underneath. We see that there, don't we?
Yeah.
And obviously like the metal stick, I don't know what to call it. You know, like the
I don't want to say probe, but it's kind of like probe.
Yeah, which to me suggests then, have they, as you said, have they opened it in Hawkins then, got the creature from there and then taken them across? But obviously there is a massive time gap. Yeah. So we don't really know. But that gate, I think, not the gate, the cage is kind of a really prominent image for us to see. Yeah. And I know we meant to kind of like see that almost as foreshadowing. But it'd be interesting to know if, as you said, they couldn't open a gate there then, and they've had to transport that creature across.
I just don't know why you would come to Hawkins.
No.
Why you would have to come to Hawkins. But then so much, obviously a lot of it is government based, which ties into the next episode, so I won't go too much into it. But at Secret Cinema, which was something that both me and Emily were really lucky to be able to get tickets for and go to last year, it was really good because there was a lot of information that we were given at Secret Cinema, and without going into too many things and spoiling too many things, there was information that suggested that the mayor of Hawkins knew about what Brenner was doing a long time before anyone else in Hawkins knew what the lab was doing. And so obviously the mayor is then involved with the mall opening, and he knows that the people that are buying the mall are there for reasons that are not to open a mall. They just want like a shell essentially, so that they can go in and they can open the gate and have this stuff. So I think that that's really interesting to think about different governments and different people that are involved with it, and is there something a lot bigger about this upside down that they all know that we don't know yet, because the mayor seems to have been involved for a very long time. And
it should be said about Secret Cinema though, just as a disclaimer. It's one of those things that obviously all information, but we should also take it with a bit of a grain of salt as well, because it was, it was approved by Netflix, but we don't know proper links. But
the exact details,
then that's something actually is really interesting then, that all this has been kind of going underneath. But as you said, we will go into this
next episode. Yes. But that also ties in to the fact that a lot of the bonus things that have been happening, like Secret Cinema and the books and the comic books, they have been allowed to focus on lots of different things, but not number one.
Yes.
And because of this upside down and things that are happening, I have a huge theory that the Demogorgon is number one.